Also, I've not had a look at the new Subnautica for a little while. Just as a point of interest to see if any of the recent updates have changed anything significant about it. I'm just going to start a new one for the time being, just to sort of see how much has changed early on, because certainly the updates to the original Subnautica radically changed the beginning of the game as development went on. So it's interesting sometimes to see just sort of where the differences are, what sorts of new things may be introduced, or what old things get taken away. I also genuinely can't remember what the sort of opening premise is, other than, hey, go to this ruin. It takes a very long time to load up a completely new world, though, which is suspicious.
We are different, but we go together.
Hello, Emperor Dream Sequence. Eh. Hey, you look at all the peepers and hoopfish and bladderfish, Titan hullfish picture, dive suits. Look at all the stuff you can't ever interact with. Some sort of companion cube. I like the sound effects in the greenhouse now. That's new, but honestly pretty funky. Prawns. Very badly damaged prawns, though. Try and work out that.
This is Vesper. Come in.
Hi, Sam.
We lost contact with Jeffries up at the research site.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Understood?
You know, the formal bit's cute, but we've shared a room. Would it kill your career to act like we'd met before?
Robin, you know these conversations are monitored.
I don't care who knows it's cute. I've been here 2 weeks, we've hardly spoken.
Because you went straight to the planet. Find Jeffries, chat later.
Yes, Mom.
I also like some of the sort of family touches that are in this between Sam and Robin. It's one thing I will say for them is that they do put some thought into the actual characters in these games, for all there's not a huge amount of interaction between characters, at least in the first one, there's slightly more in this one. It's just quite nice the way they develop them and have them react to each other.
How'd you know my name? I come in peace. Sam, the building just powered up. It spoke to me.
Are you safe? It's never done that before.
I'm fine.
No shit.
My sound levels.
I've got an electrical storm on the sensors.
I
Zoop.
saw it here.
That cabin isn't stable. I want you to get back to...
Sam? Damn it!
Okay, so nothing here. Force field is still there. I mean, the fact there's like a tablet slot and stuff there suggests that at least eventually they intend you to come back here. Possibly not the way we did before, but... Well... Wandering down the frozen river, getting stuck on random pieces of terrain. The slightly wonky avalanche. And turn everything into water. I am curious if this is still a... Yep. It's still just a texture over nothing. Which is always fun, because if you still have that weird place where we were able to climb up onto the top of the glacier, you can fall through it and get back to the base.
Ground will result in lethal exposure.
This does mean that there's not much to do here, at least not for the moment.
New creature discovered. New creature discovered.
Oops. I accidentally found a... Yeah, we'll open the PDA in a second. The PDA warning us that nothing is safe.
Robin, come in.
I Copy. I'm out in open water.
Stay where you are. I'm sending a rescue shuttle.
No, I'm okay. I just need shelter.
Fine, I'm sending a temporary habitat instead. Look up.
Thank you, Sam.
Call me when you get there.
Oh, it's easier to climb out onto the ice floes now. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's easier. Hello, habitat. Not quite. Oh, I'm sure there is more ice here than there was before. Like, I don't remember the little bit here with the trees. Penguins. Because obviously. Emergency habitat. Shoop.
New blueprint acquired.
Okay, so it gives us all the basic. Oh, oh, you can pin things now? I did not know that. So, titanium and creep vines are going to be fairly high on the list of priorities right now. When I said creep vines game, I meant creep vines that have seed clusters, not just any creep vine. Thank you. It should be enough creep vine for now.
Oxygen.
Yep. Start game, immediately drown. That sounds like me. Actually, it's probably convert all of the creep vine is a sensible thing to do. And then see if they've actually added in things like a sea moth would be good, actually. Actually having access to the prawn suit would be pretty good as well, but... Okay. So, with the fins, we can at least swim slightly faster.
New creature discovered.
Don't actually want copper just yet. That's the annoying thing. We need more titanium first. And also to not get totally lost. There it is. So we need fibre meshes for things. I also need to actually remember where those creep vines that we found were. We're definitely going to need some quartz at some point soon as well. That might actually just be where we came from before. I could not see where that went. Never mind. Well, it is actually still a storm. Storm effects are pretty funky though. I quite like those. But then, I've always been a little bit strange. Whoops. Drowning. And there's the station where Sam is. But now we can do useful things like making oxygen tanks.
New blueprint acquired.
And we're actually going to need to start turning some fish into stuff we can use to actually survive. At least on the other one, the emergency pod you start in gives you a whole bunch of nutrient blocks just to keep you eating while you get things set up in the first place. This one, it's just do everything yourself. Okay. So, we're going to want a repair tool and a scanner at some point at least. But we should be able to make the scanner already. What? I managed to go immediately into a cave. Just scan everything. Oh, you have to scan the seed clusters separately, I think, don't you? Yep. Growth trap fragment. It's one of the little cave entrancey things. Whoops. That was close. See, if I look at the X's on those distant things, I just assume that this is taught as part of Bob Ross's joy of painting. All these textures are made with little crisscross strokes. We're still in the world of occasionally floating. Hang on, what are you doing here? You're quite scary for... I don't like the bone sharks being, like, 200 meters away from the start point. Why are there bone sharks here? For a moment I thought that was some sort of like prawn suit adjacent thing. I was getting really excited. And then it wasn't. But for now, at least we can just keep stocking up on useful things. We need to keep an eye out for table coral as well, just in case that's something that's been fixed again. It was really strange actually, because it seemed like it was almost only broken if you happen to be streaming, which would be a weird interaction to happen. And sea monkeys still do look terrifyingly like warpers. Really.
Boss wants a sit rep.
I'm cold, I lost all my gear, and I'm no wiser to what's going on. But I'm alive.
I can't authorize another drop. Hold on. There's an emergency cache. Hasn't been touched since the scouts landed 6 months ago. Could be useful.
Send me the coords.
On your HUD.
Just to get rid of all the notifications so that at some point I might actually be able to see if we get some useful, important information. There. Let's go and see what's in the magic box. Where exactly is this supply cache supposed to be? Buried under a glacier. That seems less than useful. Oh no, okay, maybe it isn't. Surrounded by a glacier then. Oh, this is a much bigger supply cache than it used to be. And the new blueprint was, because I wasn't looking, a compass. Whoopee. Ooh, nutrient block. Watching that Titan Hallfish reminds me that at some point I need to get Hacky on the Fringe running again, which, to anyone who's interested in the sort of space 3D dogfighter type games, is an old one that's worth having a look at. It's actually got sort of this whole divergent storyline thing, depending on which choices you make. There's a few different ways the actual game can play out. But all in all, it's quite good fun, and there's some interesting stuff in it, especially given how old it is. It's got to be early to mid 2000s, I would say. Well, that's not the correct way then. And also probably turn off the notification for the emergency supply cache at this point. I don't think that one's going to be so useful anymore. Aye. Some of the noises the sea life in this game makes are terrifying, though. Inaccurate. Yeah, okay. I don't really care about making a compass right now. We have to go deeper. The fuck? That was a flying bone shark, right? Nope, that's bone sharks. I do hate bone sharks.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Okay. We've got table coral, which will be useful later. And we've got some sulfur for a repair tool.
30 seconds.
So that at least has answered a couple of questions. Including, yes, table coral appears to be fixed. Again. It's been fixed several times. Silicon, rubber, titanium. Okay.
I've got a lead for you. An alien sanctuary in the Twisty Bridges. 200 meters down.
I need to go back to the research site.
I can't let you.
Why not?
Boss's orders. We're trying to keep you alive.
Only because salaries cost less than lawsuits.
Is that cynicism making you friends down there?
Sure. They're just not human.
The files are on your databank. Do as you please, just tell me what you find. And don't get me into trouble.
What if I want to get you into trouble, huh? What are you going to do then? Okay. Make some waterproof lockers just to give us some extra storage. I want to at least try and get to the point where we can find Alan today. And breathe. Hang on. Do we have the... No. Just thinking, I should have probably checked to see if we had the blueprint for the rebreather yet. Because that's quite a handy one if you're going to a depth where you need a rebreather. Never mind. I forgot about the oxygen plants. That's gonna be useful. Oxygen plant.
Technology created.
Rebreather. Swim for the surface. Quickly. Which way is home? Because having the rebreather is going to be useful here. Curses. So we're going to need another silver. And silver is at least marginally easier to find in this one than it is in the original. But it doesn't actually make it easy. Right, sun's coming up. Which does tend to help. It's a rock. We've got one more sea glide fragment to find. Or, we only need one more, I should say. There will be more than one. Oh, that's gold, that's not silver. Guessing this is also gold and not silver. Which is just annoying more than anything else.
30 seconds.
Yeah, we're going to be fine.
New blueprint
Yeah,
acquired.
I really do want to get to Alan today. As this is going to be my last stream for a week or so while I get ready to go head down to a conference. Which is fun, for all I don't sound massively excited. No, it's a good conference and it's one I'm looking forward to, but it's going to keep me away from gaming for a little bit. The plus side, though, it's going to keep me away from gaming, so I can't be consistently annoyed at not finding the silver I'm looking for. Or, you know, accidentally drowning myself as I disappear under a glacier, never to be seen again. Yeah, that's not good. Just disappear for a while there and... Made it back, though. Live to breathe another day. The problems with things like the problem with things like the oxygen plants and the Titan holefish is that it does throw off any kind of planning you might have had about like how far you're going to go before you come back for more air. Just interferes with all of the timing and you end up overextending if you're not careful. Thought he was coming after us then. Ooh, what's this? Not silver. Prop cannon. And that was at least a silver outcrop at last. Ooh. I mean, mobile vehicle bay fragment intrigues me. You still need all the stuff to build it and then build a vehicle. But the fact that it's actually there implies a use. Nope, it's gold. That's gold. It's like you don't really get silver so much past about 50 meters. It's all limestone by the looks of it. All limestone.
Meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
No.
30 seconds.
Gonna try, but they could have probably managed it. But while I may not actually have set this to hardcore mode, I do at least try to play as though it's always on hardcore. Just for the more complete experience, if you like. Vehicle bay? Oh, what now? Okay. So.
30 seconds.
There's at least one new thing that's in this game now, which we're going to need to experiment to find out what it is. And this is one of those times where I'm actually going to avoid playing this off-stream now. I don't want to in any way contaminate at least my discovery of it. I'm guessing that's the thing that we're going to need the vehicle bay for. So first things first, we can now get a rebreather and a sea glide, and between them, that should be enough to get us down to Alan. I'm just going to try and keep an eye out for anything that looks like it might be a sea truck fragment. Which is difficult because I really don't know what a sea truck fragment is going to look like. So we need to make a wiring kit, which we can actually probably do already. Battery, lubricant, copper wire, titanium. Did I put an extra copper away by accident? I think I might have done. Okay. So, off to try and find Alan. Our good friend from the Twisty Bridges. Well, that was strange and bizarre and a little bit scary. Nope. Hey, look, it's another fragment. Oops. I did not mean to light up a flare there.
We've got you on GPS. You're close to the sanctuary. Do you see anything?
Some alien structures dotted about. I'll see where they lead.
Here we go.
Robbing Poodle. Concede.
I come in peace.
Absence of hostility. Sufficient.
Are you alive? Or a computer?
What is the difference?
I want to meet the people who built this place. What do you want?
For you to stay here.
With you?
Forever.
Why?
Your masters will seek to harness my power.
You've met Altera then?
It is what we would do.
People will come for me.
They will also stay here. That is all.
I waited my life for this. I'm not your enemy. Hello?
Hey look, it's a giant cube.
Turn back. Now.
What is this room for?
Do not touch anything. You would not understand. Die peacefully.
Hi.
Data must be flushed to an empty storage vessel. Searching. Storage vessel found. Commencing download.
Haha, bet you all thought we were talking about a PDA. And now we're dead.
Download complete.
You have no concept for what has just occurred.
Oh, no, it hurt. What happened?
download capacity was identified in your cerebral cortex.
You're in my head?
It is uncomfortable. Return me.
Release the force fields first.
Return me, or I will destroy your orbital station.
Why not do it now?
My survival chance increases if I do not draw attention.
I don't think you have the power. I think you're scared.
Then I will destroy you.
Okay.
I am experiencing technical difficulties. Do not move. Do not move. Errors. Hibernating.
I didn't mean to scare you. What is happening?
And we can now run away. So, we have an alien in our head. We've got 2/3 of the way to being able to build a sea truck, or whatever that actually means in practical terms. So as far as a first stop goes, I think we're going to call it there. I am going to call it there for a stream for the night. So as ever, thank you very much for joining me. I will not see you tomorrow, but I will see you this time next week, all being well. Bye for now.